Good morning, Jai Hind, all.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Jai Hind, sir.
Heartiest
Yes, sir.
congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, we will.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Pratiksha. Just 2 minutes, we will listen to Shubham. Shubham, just brief us. You are and Deepak. Deepak was with you, same batch.
Yes, sir. In same batch we were, but after the CCBT, we divided in the two batches. Means in first 16, uh, he was there, and in another 16 for PPDT for discussion only.
Okay.
Study means uh, there were 8 batches for day before yesterday. We have applied for the technical stream, and then. Total reporting for our batch was 10 a.m. batch, and total reporting were around 140, 147 candidates.
Okay,
And
Shubham.
yes, sir.
You just in 2 minutes you can explain those who don't know about Coast Guard entry. So from that perspective, you can just explain so that everybody comes to know. Okay, what is this entry?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
So you can just brief about Coast Guard entry and uh, what exactly screening phase you faced thereafter, the future course of action in this. Just brief so that everybody comes to know.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Right. Should I start now, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Uh, the Indian Coast Guard always recruit the candidates twice a year, in which they sometimes it includes the special recruitment drive also for SC and ST students. Otherwise, the normal recruitment is there. So when you fill the form for that, they just release the notification for filling up of application. Then after the filling up of application within 1 month, they release the admit card. And the for downloading the admit card, they have the rule that within 7 days we have to download the admit card. Otherwise, we are not able to download it after the deadline. Then after the releasing of admit card within 1 month, they uh, they arrange PSB in it is similar like the SSB, but in Coast Guard, they have divided it in two parts. Which one is PSB and another is FSB. PSB is a preliminary selection board, and another then second stage is final selection board. Again, the process is same, but only if you could clear the PSB, then and then only you can appear to the FSB. The PSB is basically like the screening day of the SSB. So the PSB again is divided in the two parts. As we practice for the SSB study for the SSB, we know that the SSB is also divided in two parts. That is OAR and another section is PPDT. But in SSB, we do for Army, Navy, and Air Force, we do the both things. At means first we do OAR, and then we do PPDT, and the cumulative result of both will be displayed and the candidates shortlisted from them. But in PSB, the difference is you have to first appear for the OIR, and when you clear the OIR, then and then only you will get chance to appear for PP and DT. So the first filter is OIR test, then that is CCBT, and then another one is PPT. And when you clear both of them, then you qualify for the FSB. And FSB, they schedule FSB in 1 month or 1.5 months from the date of PSB. So every time they release the notification for general duty branches also and for technical branches also, for both boys and girls. Okay. Oh, so I would like to describe first the PSB. The PSB lasts for one day. Sometimes it may keep make a, may take 2 days also, because last time, one year before, I applied for PSB in Mumbai, but it took 2 days for me over there because the lot of candidates reports. And so for PSB, they divide in the batches. The 150 candidates, around 150 candidates, they call at 8 a.m., and another 150 at around 10 a.m. Then in the if we come to the CCBT test, CCBT, like it's similar as the OIR, but in which the difference is only if you see the means the process of SSB, you get the OIR booklet over there in SSB. The two booklets, two sets are there, and you have to solve those booklets in the stipulated time and need to qualify it. But in the PSB, uh, instead of booklet, they show the OIR on the screen on the projector. So we need to they they arrange there was a big hall. Then in after that, you can get those videos for practice on YouTube also, in which they have shown how the PSB or the CCBT test occurs. But actually, on YouTube, it is not up to the mark because the question level and the time allotted for the some questions is different over there. In PPDT, actual some questions are easy, but the time is just only 7 seconds. In this, you need to observe that figure out number, and another 4 seconds you need to identify your answer, and you need to blacken or darken the circle on the OM answer sheet. And in this way, they conduct the CCBT test, and after the CCBT test, they declare the results within half hour or 1 hour, and then the only selected candidates goes to the picture perception. And after the picture perception, the discussion test is there. Uh, then after discussion PPDT, they declare the result for the PPDT, and only the selected candidates uh, will be able to go to the FSB. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
For
good.
PSB is okay. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Thank
good.
you, sir.
So, how many got recommended yesterday?
So at 10 a.m. batch, actually 147 was there, but they divided on the size of the hall. In the first batch was for 74 candidates, and from 74 candidates, only 32 could clear the CCBT test. And then 32 candidates were divided in two groups, first 16 and another 16 for PPDT. Means the picture perception was for similar for 32 candidates, but for discussion test only, they divided in two groups. And from first group, from 16, the only two candidates got recommended, and another 32, the four candidates got recommended. In
Okay,
first group, Deepak was there, and another one candidate was there.
good. So, when will be the FSB?
So for first two groups, they have declared the dates, that is 13th Feb and 20th Feb 2022. For our batch, they will declare in first week of February the
Okay,
dates. So
good.
so probably it will be in first week of March or in the second week of March, I guess.
Okay, I deliberately asked Shubham to explain one more avenue of career, that is Coast Guard. One of my very dear friend is in Coast Guard and living a very happy life. He is presently a decorated officer, already got Sena medal and commendation cards, doing very well. Presently, he is there in Andaman Nicobar. So it is a good service. Only thing, the defense forces we generally recognize Army, Air Force, Navy as a frontline forces. But Coast Guard is also a good avenue to the extent paramilitary forces, all the CAPF, all are good. And in your age, you must be looking around, filling all the competitive exams form. If at all you are not willing to join, but at least appear in exams, test yourself, never know. If you have got two to three options to join, you may decide, consult here and there, ask your relatives, parents, some of the known people, and you can decide where to join. But keep appearing so that you are always in a preparation mood and a momentum is maintained of preparation. That is the aim. So Coast Guard, like yesterday we got news, Shubham and Deepak got recommended through the first stage. Now they will be heading for a second stage. Coast Guard is doing wonderful job actually. Future is more revolving around coastlines, sea, because 79% is water. A lot of things are happening in deep blue sea and blue water. So you all know, you must be reading a lot of news, what is happening all over the world. So Coast Guard is a good option if someone is missing on Army, Air Force, Navy chances, and if there is any opportunity coming up, whether it is Coast Guard or even CAPF. Uniform service, you can treat it as a satisfying, honorable, and very, very prestigious career and service. Okay. With this, we will today start with our picture perception and discussion test. First, I will brief you a little bit. Some of the tips will be repetitive, but I feel it is required because we need to really tune our minds for this particular day, screening day. We all know that when we go to services selection board, there is first day, which is very, very dicey, very, very funny and challenging. A lot of curiosity is there, whether you get through or not, and the selection rate or the filtration method is little tricky because roughly not cyclosant, but roughly 70% people don't make it to next stage on screening day. Maybe 30%, 40%, at times 20% candidates are taken to next stage. So it is a very, very tricky day. You need to be alert, nothing difficult about it, but you should be mentally tuned and alert for the picture perception and discussion test and officer intelligence rating test. Very important. OIR at your level, you must be practicing. Enough sets are circulating. A lot of things are on YouTube or online also. You can download it, practice enough because it is not difficult. It is at 10th level. What is more important is picture perception and discussion test. On an average, you see a common student, pan India, generally is under the impression and in the orthodox settings, appearing in written exams, never got time to really open up. So, what happens to these students? They don't get tuned to SSB's format, where communication skill is very important. One has to go and communicate, speak, and that is exactly is a big hindrance for many students. They are not able to showcase their abilities, their officer like qualities, and whatever is the requirement of SSB. Lot of students fail because they don't judge, they don't really understand before going there that this is the requirement, and that is how first or second or third attempt many students miss just because of lack of understanding regarding the requirement of that forum. So, what is the requirement of picture perception and discussion test? OIR, okay. A lot of people are ready for it, written test. You will solve it. It is just your IQ test, simple test. If someone has practiced reasonably, will easily score good. Yes, of course. Only caution is time management. In OIR, you have to be little fast. One should be really doing it fast, and it with reasonable practice, it is easy. Now coming to picture perception and discussion test. What is the real requirement. You should have started little bit practice of speaking. You should have done little bit group discussions. You should have done little bit picture perception related story writing. And it is really tough. No, it is not tough. It is a practical application. You are shown a picture. That picture is flashed for 30 seconds. You are supposed to put up an idea, a theme, seeing that picture and characteristics and getting into a storyline. But there are some guidelines when you put up those things in storylines. What is the format? I will just bring it in front of you. Let me share the screen. You are able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So those who really don't know or has little idea, but you should be very clear that this is a sheet. After seeing that picture, you're putting up your show. You're putting up some writing. So let's see what is exactly is the thing you should be able to put up. Till here, it is simple. You're writing your basic details. This is a box where you are depicting that picture. So there are three aspects required. One is the character related things, that how many characters. So you will place accordingly where are these characters located. Whether one character is here, second is here, or maybe third is here, or how many, 4, 5, 6, whatever. And there are three attributes you will be writing about that character. One is gender, male or female. Second is age, approximate perceived age, whatever you feel that age is. And third is the mood, whether that individual, whether male, female, age 35, whether that individual is in good mood, positive mood, or negative mood, angry mood. Wordings you can choose generally what they brief, positive, neutral, or negative mood. So you write three aspects about the character, all the characters you have seen, and you just encircle the lead character. You have to identify a lead character. You write action of the story. That means you give headline to your theme, to your story, so that from the headline one comes to know that what is exactly your story is about. And then coming down, because how much time you have got? Just 4.5 minutes. So in 10 to 12 lines, you write in this section your story. What are the recommendations? You must identify your lead character. You must know what is exactly the situation is, what is happening, and what must have led to this present situation, and what must be the outcome after this situation. So, in this format, if they are going to test your leadership qualities, you are supposed to set a challenge, some kind of problem solving situation. So, you must start thinking and practicing. Okay, I should be able to portray some kind of situation which is related to some problem, whether it is in two scenario. One is very very clearly visible कि okay, there is a problem in this situation, accident has happened, fire is there, or someone is beating someone, scolding someone, or someone is really aggressive or something like that. This is a clear cut scenario where it is a reaction you can put. That means you are actually channelizing into that zone which the picture has really portrayed to you. Second scenario is you are able to see people, but you are not exactly understanding what could be the discussion level, what could be the theme, where it is really open ended. Then what kind of hint you can get? The dress code, the indoor or outdoor situation, the body language of these people. That should give you fair hint कि, okay, what must be their purpose of being there. So this is a visionary story. You must see that visionary story like that. And if possible, if possible, you must try and get it to the current scenario. You can link it to current scenario. It is always recommended to get it to current scenario if it really fits into. Don't manipulate too much that okay, there is all around pandemic is going on and you must pull up every theme which is shown and to pull it to pandemic like situation, some kind of social work, some kind of massive drive of vaccination, something like that, preconceived. The biggest mistake you will do is preconceived ideas. No, don't do that. You must be very very open minded, very very cool. Moment you see picture, let a thought come to your mind in a natural way. That is an ideal way of putting your best talent. This is a scenario where you should really look with a fresh mind. That picture speaks to you. Start believing in it. Look at the picture. That picture will tell you what kind of theme you should generate. And your first thought or whatever intuition comes to your mind, gut feeling comes to your perceived scenario, it should be taken it. Only thing, what kind of channelization is required, you should be asking yourself, okay, am I really putting up to a desired level? Is there any problem solving in this? You should name that character suitably, and that age and mood perception should be narrowed down. More important, are you really covering every observation into your story? Very important, because many a times you get fixated to your lead character and you are really neglecting the surrounding characters. The basic question is why it was shown to you, why those other characters were there. You should not be neglecting other characters, at least some passing reference or in one line what they were, some kind of physical objects which were there in the background, or some really something which is worthwhile which was seen in that, whether it is material or something like that. It can also be included in your storyline because you have seen it. Even if you have missed in your writing, then in group discussion stage you must carry forward whatever you missed. Later on you may realize, okay, I missed some of the observations I did not cover in my story. So during discussion at least bring it, so that your alertness, your observation power, your logical mind is at least shown there. Okay, so far so good. Any doubt? Then we will set today's forum for picture perception first part, narration, because many of the students have already solved um, a picture story, narration, and then we will have a group discussion in a virtual platform with some settings. So far, any doubt, anyone?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
So
No, sir.
let me note down first the sequence. I will ask volunteers one by one who wants to be in the PPDT discussion narration. I'll just note down names. Just tell me. Should we start with Tejas?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next.
Swami.
Okay. Pratiksha. Next. Jayant. Okay. Next.
Sir, I will.
Subodh. Next.
Swami.
Renuka.
Sir,
Okay.
Omkar.
Omkar. Okay. Next. Anyone?
Sir, Sahil.
Okay. Sahil. Vinayak is excusing himself. Sahil. Next. Yes, yes, Vinayak. I will see it. Okay, Sahil. Then anyone? Okay. Suraj is there?
Yes, sir.
You are participating?
Yes, sir. Yes. In PPDT session.
Oh, so you are confused?
No, sir. I was not signed in.
Okay. Okay. Dubey Saab. Okay, Dubey Saab, in the maybe discussion stage, you will just see. Anyone else? Because I am yet to see answers. Couple of I have seen. Okay. Just those who are really new and want to just observe. See, a lot of things, even if you observe and note down few good points, how participants are really performing, and there are takeaways. Those who are doing some mistakes, even that also teaches others many things. Those who are giving good points, that is the greatest learning. Participants also, once they perform, they learn a lot through participation. So all these learnings are important. And if someone is really serious, should be very very alert to pick up good and bad both points, because it should not happen that you are a passive member. Never develop that habit of being passive. Always note down something worthwhile, and just realize this is a very interesting format. You are going there like a sports event. More you make it like an exam, theoretical exam, I take it straight away, more you are likely to fail. You are not likely to get recommended through this process because you are treating it like a theoretical exam. This is not theoretical exam purely. This is something which is clearly indicating they want to test your personality. So your personality means your approach, your characteristics, your behavioral pattern, those so-called OLQs we keep listening. But then how they are going to test it? It is through your behavior, conduct. How do you really behave there? And this is a trailer, SSB's trailer, PPDT, or the first day, screening day, is a trailer. They just want to see the glimpses. Okay, so we have got 8 students who are participating. I will just give them number. Tejas first, 1 number. 2 Pratiksha. 3 Jayant. 4 Subodh. 5 Renuka. 6 Omkar. 7 Sahil. 8 Suraj. Anyone else who wants to be on board? No. So format will be in a quick succession, it will move. Narration 1 to 8. All will give narration. Narration general guidelines is you should be smooth, you should be clear what you are saying. 1 minute should be enough to narrate your story, generally not beyond 1 minute. Thereafter, you should be attentive to all narration, because you may be giving your first narration and someone may be eighth in sequence, but you must know all the narrations, because from there you will be picking up some of the hints, because till then you don't know whether your perception was on correct lines or not, because no story is good or bad, everybody is correct. So moment your narration phase is over and the group discussion starts, that time if you have heard everyone properly, that is a good point if you have done that, because from many stories you will pick up something more, and which will help you to generate discussion, to defend your viewpoint, or to contribute in the group discussion, because someone else observation also can be elaborated further, because that person might have observed but not put it correctly, but you are now decorating it much further, you are explaining it in a better way. This is also a very very important aspect. So when you are narrating, you should be particular about your own narration, because there is the biggest chance of making an impression about your personality, because that time nobody is disturbing you. So narration is very important. So when you finish your story writing in actual SSB on that screening day, when you are heading towards your narration and group discussion stage, you should be composed. Don't waste time. Recollect your story. Even if you are not finished your story, it should be mentally ready. Okay, I will finish like this. You must finish that story at least in narration. And then you should be mentally very, very alert about your some of the words. Don't get confused about name and all. Reproduce that story the way it was written and finish it if it is not finished in your uh, actual story writing, because at times it happens that you are not able to finish your story. And group discussion, narration is important, group discussion is also equally important, but in group discussion you may or may not be able to really push yourself. So your endeavor should be, I will try my best. Recommended is in first 3 to 4 people you should be jumping in into the group discussion. You must be speaking backs, no repetitive points, no shouting, clear cut, logical speaking. For the sake of speaking, you are not just talking there. It should be a worth talk, a valid point. Don't repeat others' point which is just spoken. So these are the smaller things you must understand. Okay, ready? Any doubt?
Ready, sir.
Okay. Network issue will be there or something disturbance will be there. So just be practically alert if someone is not there or getting disconnected. Get that person, because I will not be intervening once the show starts. So I will repeat once again. Tejas, then Pratiksha, Jan, Subodh, Renuka, Omkar, Sahil and Suraj. So what exactly? You go for complete sequence of narration from Tejas to Suraj, one by one. Then, moment the narration phase is over of Suraj, then Tejas gets the chance, because here we cannot have simultaneous talk, which will be happening in actual SSB, where anybody and everybody can be speaking simultaneously or snatching the opportunities. Here we will make a sequence. What we will achieve? We will achieve some kind of logical speaking training, observation based speaking, some kind of confidence, how to put your observation into words, how to defend your story or support someone else's story. Then doesn't matter, because once your narration is over, you are into a group discussion. You want to be a team now. You should look like a team member. You should support the story which generally everyone is trying to now support, or majority are coming to some kind of common theme. Forget about your story, because narration phase is over, your story is over. If it is not fitting into the overall scheme, don't push it. And if it really fits, push it. Be very, very practically alive there. And observations. Speak observation based. Some kind of logic you must be able to generate. And try and make impression. So in the group discussion stage, we will have 2 rounds. First is narration, then 2 rounds of group discussion. And in that same sequence from Tejas, so in group discussion stage, when Tejas is speaking, next is Pratiksha. She can only come in. So my recommendation is, in the group discussion stage, don't speak more than 30 seconds at a stretch. Just be sure you are not taking too much of time, because in actual scenario, you will not get that much time. So you should be able to complete your point in a minimum possible words and minimum possible time. And you can develop that habit through practice. So 30 seconds on an average. And if someone is not finishing, next person can intervene. So Tejas, then Pratiksha can come in. When Pratiksha is speaking, then Jayant can come in, something like that. When the Suraj is speaking in the group discussion stage, then Tejas can come in. So 2 rounds. And towards the second round, I wish you should be coming to the common stories line. So be very alert. Okay, you are not repeating again or you are not restarting again. After hearing your narration stage, everybody knows what should be the logical story which should come up. And this picture, I feel, is little on a tougher side to generate a common theme. Okay, ready, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, we'll start with Tejas and just follow the sequence. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, good morning everyone. From the picture, I perceive three male characters of the age group 32, 26, and 40 respectively. Two of them are in positive mood and one is in neutral mood. Action of my story is helping a stranger. Vinayak was a security guard working in a SBI main branch of Nagpur. He was one morning he was on his way to the bank, and he noticed that Kiran, who was new to the city, was looking for an address as he was having a job interview. But the strangers were not addressing his problem and were not giving correct address. So by noticing that, he immediately stopped and offered help to the Kiran, and also said that he will drop him through his bicycle, and he ensured that both Kiran and he reach to their respective workstations in a time. Thank you.
Okay. I have perceived three characters, one male positive 30 Raju, security guard in SBI, one male positive 25 Rahul, assistant manager in MNC company. Action of stories, one guard is helping to one person, Mr. Raju, who is security guard from 10 years when he was parking his bicycle in parking in right place. That time people met him and asking about deposit his check in machine because he was unaware about that procedure and machine. He park his bicycle, show him location of office, and he help him to deposit check. It's a way daily he work and he help to people. His job is supervise and oversees bank area, but still he help to people wherever they got stuck and try to solve their problem. Every time Rahul goes to bank for his work, he always see that guy for helping people. One day he met to Mr. Rajiv, appreciate his work, and he met to manager also and told him about his good work. Thank you.
Okay, so from the picture, I perceive three male characters were all two positive and one neutral. The age is between 30 to 25 to 30, 40, and the action of the story is gathering all the gentlemen cadets for the drill practice. The story goes like this. Mr. Pranab, who is the drill instructor in the FPI Academy, has gathered all the gentlemen early in the morning for the upcoming drill practice, which is lined up with the 26th January drill competition. So the Mr. Pranav has guided them to complete their routine, take breakfast, and gather in the ground. Later, he took them to warm up. Then did held the practice with the drill, and later gave them a break, and after again practice the drill. And finally, they he motivated them and told them the importance of the turnouts. And lastly, they were able to bag the first prize in the drill competition.
Okay. So good morning, gentlemen. From the picture, I perceive three characters. They are male and they are in neutral mood, and their age is between 17 to 40. So my story goes like Rohan and his father. They went for a morning walk in the morning. After walking some distance, they heard some noise. They heard some noise between the bushes because they live in the outskirts of city. So they neglected it. They thought that some animal is there. But again the voice is coming. So they went to see, oh, what voice is that? So the man is screaming because of pain. So when they asked the man, he said that some goons were stolen his valuables and they also beaten up. So Rohan suddenly came into action, and constable is passing nearby from this side. So Rohan said that we want help from you, that a man was beaten by the goons. So with the help of the policeman and with the help of his father, Rohan took that man to the hospital, and they also lodged complaints against the respective goons. Thank you.
Hello everyone. In my story, I've perceived three male characters, one of age 30, one of age 40, and one of age 20, all in the mood neutral. So Nikhil is a kid living in has come back for holidays in his village, and hence one day went for a morning walk with his uncle. As they both were passing by the road, they saw a thief running and a police havildar following it. Nikhil also thought of following the thief, but was stopped by his uncle as to not get into these troublesome police cases. And till then, till the time the thief hid it in a nearby place, which Nikhil noted, and hence after the police havildar came by through his bicycle, pointed out the direction of the thief and helped him to catch him. After that, by going against his uncle's advice, but after that, police thanked him and his uncle for the courageous efforts. And Nikhil explained his uncle that how as we citizens should also follow the responsibility and help each other. Thank you.
Good morning, friends. As per the perceived image, there are three male characters, Ram, Sham, and Gopal, having ages 25, 28, and 29 respectively. Ram is a honest police constable, having the good identity among the all the villagers. One day, Sham and Gopal walking on his farm. Sham is found upset because of his cows are stolen from his farm. Gopal understood that thing, and the Ram is going from the way. Gopal stopped him and told the entire story. The Ram is visit the place where the cows are thieved by the thiefer. He take the help of seniors. He get the cows in the market, which has bring by the thief to sell them. Then Ram catch him, and give under the jail and give cows to the Sham. Sham get happily. Thank you.
Jain gentlemen, from the picture I perceive three male character of ages between 23 to 30. All mood are positive. The action of my story is a cycle march. The stories goes like cadet promote under a training in the IMA Dehradun. On Army Day, the IMA authority conduct the cycle march with combat of 50-kilometer run. He, along with his team, started boost the stamina by extra running practices and proper exercise. He also told his senior for conducting the yoga session for proper breathing control and repair his cycle for the march with proper air in tubes, brakes, and chain mechanism. He boosts the morale of his team and start participation in the march, in which the local people also suggest them the route to them and also attracted towards the defense life and boost their morale in such a way that his team boosts the patriotism in everyone's heart and complete his training successfully and serve the nation. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, friends. From the picture, I could perceive three male character. Age lies between the years of 20 to 57 years. And the story of the main character of my story is Rajesh, who is a retired army soldier and currently working with SBI Bank as a security guard. One final day, he was going to his duty on his bicycle. So, a 20-year-old boy also walking on that street, and he was finding a route towards the same bank, as he had to submit PAN card details at the bank to avail his scholarship, and it was the last day of to submit the application of scholarships. But he didn't. But he was unable to find the uh, route of bank. So he asked to Rajesh, who was going to same branch, and Rajesh uh, told the address of bank, and in this way, Soham submitted his PAN details and availed the scholarship. Thank you so much.
This is continuing.
Uh, Tejas, just wait if someone wants to narrate because Ganesh had joined late or anyone else.
Okay, so can I?
Yes, Ganesh, go ahead.
Okay, sir. I perceive three characters, all male of age around 23 to 30 years old, in neutral mood. Vishisht is an NCC cadet and is currently the junior under officer of his college. He is very eager to compete in the TSC National Camp selections. As being a docile student as well as good in studies and NCC too, his name was put forward from the college for TSC camp. But at the day of the selection, he got mugged up finding the selection trial area. Thus, he got exasperated. But a fellow cadet helped him out and showing him the direction where the battalion had arranged the selections. Vishish completed the selection and got selected in firing genre in TSC camp. The action of the story was where there is a will, there is a way. That's all.
Anyone else who wants to be part of now narration? Anyone who joined late? Okay, no issue. Now the group discussion can be started. Tejas.
Yes, sir. Okay, from by hearing all of your stories, I feel there is a communication between the person riding a cycle, who seems to be a person in proper uniform, either considering a security guard or something else. So there is a communication between the boy and that guard. Either the guard is helping that boy or the boy is helping out the guard. And the third person, which is in the left side of the picture, I think there is no connection, as if most of us has considered him as uncle or father. Then I think they would have faced the same direction. Why there has two different directions of facing? So this is the thing.
I agree with just number one. Most of people suggest that related to its band. So in firstly in that picture there are three characters, and in that one is looking like a security guard because he holding one. It's look like a gun, and he's sitting on bicycle, and one person is asking help from that security guard. So that boy and that one person is standing beside him. Thank you.
Okay, I partially agree with chess number one and two. I can clearly perceive that person who is in front of the candidate who is is sitting on the bicycle is guiding that person to to a particular place. So I think that this gentleman is the drill instructor or some of the senior personality in the academy.
I partially disagree with chess number three, as he said that some of the academic like situation, but you can also notice the third person, which is in the kurta pajama. So we can't able to assume that a person, a civilian in the academies, because in the academies there is no outsider is allowed. And the second most important thing is that the the boy who is also his hand is also moving just like this, that something help he wants to attend from it. So I assume that the policeman or the policeman, I assumed it as a policeman because he's carrying the gun, and security guards all the time they not carry the gun according to my perception. Thank you.
I completely agree with just number four. As according to the third person, it looks like a civilian, and we cannot consider him in any academy like situation. And the thing is, the person who is standing next to the bicycle, he's in the picture. He's directing or pointing out something because his hand direction is in the left side, and he's pointing out something. So, if as I have considered the person on the bicycle as a police havaldar, so I think of the person, as we all made the person who's standing next to the bicycle as hero, so he is helping the other person to find something. So if we consider as I'm a police havaldar or any security guard, he's helping it to find something, as all of us has considered.
I partially agree with chess number one, that the scenario is not an educational. As per the observation, there is an village like scenario, but all the three men are in the like the villages uniform, the kurta pajama, and the on the bicycle that the man have that like a constable, like the dress up and having carrying one gun with him. There is the one correlation between another both the person, is that they are the any correlation, because they have conveying something to the that constable, that any difficulty, any problem, this thing as per my observation. Thank you.
I think everyone perceives that there is three male candidates. One is wearing like a guard type dress, so we can make that the main character is a chief security guard of the some banks like SBI Bank in a village area, and he's asking the way, he's asking the route towards the bank area. To that person, that boy standing on the right side, he is asking the route where the bank is exactly located in the village area. So simply we can go with that, and also he done his job in a good manner and kindly.
Okay, gentlemen. From the picture, it was clearly showing that the boy who was standing in front of that guard, he was asking something because his hand was means indicating something. So I think we should move ahead that the guard who is retired army soldier and currently working in SBI, as a security guard, and one final day he was going to his duty. And in between this, one guy came and he asked for the SBI, the address of SBI branch, because he had to submit important documents at bank to avail his scholarship. And the third man, he was the uh, general public. He could be a general public on the street. Thank you so much.
Okay, gentlemen. Yeah, I partially agree with you. Yes, we can go with this plot like the person who is having the rifle or the gun, he is the main character as hero, and the other person is also related to him. Or maybe this can be they both can be from cadets or somewhere from police department, and he is showing him some direction. So he is helping him, and the third person in the picture has no relation with the hero or the other person. So we can go with this plot like the main character is the one who is carrying the gun, and he is taking an help with from the other person who is showing a direction to him.
Okay, from all of stories and observations, I feel Kumar's point is not valid here because the boy also is not looking in a proper uniform, and also brought out by Subodh, it could not be the academic situation. So I feel the two scenarios are emerging. Either the boy is helping the guard for the route, or the guard is offering help to the boy. And I feel four of us from eight of us, four of us has brought out that guard is helping that boy, so we should be moving further in this direction.
Yes, I agree with chess number one. Chess number 5 and 6 says that if that is situation is related to thief, but if something thief situation is there, why only one person is guiding or giving a suggestion? Why another person is standing opposite that guy who is holding that weapon? So it is look like a natural situation. Means it is look like a that is he is a security guard, and that is maybe related to bank situation, bank theme. Thank you.
Okay. So, according to most of us, perception and points, we can say that the other person who is standing next to the person who is on bicycle is trying to help, because we can clearly see his hand gestures. He's not asking; he's giving directions. So our that must be our hero, and someone rightly brought out that he is some of the higher officials, and he is helping the guard to find the direction. So in this line of thought, we can say that the person is trying to help the guard, and it has the guard is thankful to them, and finds the direction. Thank you.
Yes, I agree with chess number 3, 2, and 1, as they have mentioned that the boy is helping the guard. Yes, definitely, because we can see that the boy is pointing, as most of us has brought up this point. And one more point I have to add, that the boy is helping the guard because the guard had stopped the bicycle. We can see that the left leg of the guard is on the street. So we could assume that the guard is seeking the help from the youth, irrespective of the guard is helping the guard is helping the boy. Thank you.
I think as most of us has considered the boy as the main hero, and he's helping he's helping the character that is on the bicycle. We can go with this theme and consider a particular situation, and most of us has considered a bank situation regarding the address here. He's asking, so we can consider that the boy helped the civilian, helped the character that was sitting on the bicycle to find out a direction as he's pointing in some other direction, and continue with the story, and by making the person as the hero is standing next to the bicycle.
Yes, I agree with all the opinions. There is one guard, say, bank security guard, who helping to the guy to his problem help out. But I am partially disagree with chess number 7 and 8, because the person is, I think he is with the guy. Maybe assume that he is the guy's father, who both are going to the bank for their educational work, to filling up the scholarship form, and the guy is totally new about the how to fill the any form, scholarship form. So the his father is come with him and asking to the security guard, where is the bank. Thank you.
I think chess number 112, he made a hero to the security guard who is on the route towards the SBI bank. So he can make that he is newly appointed as a security guard in the SBI bank in a village area. So he asking the route to the boy of that bank, and also he put that as a chess number. They mention about some documents, so we can assume that he is also submitted his document. Like security guard submitted his own documents to the bank authority for the future for the verification of the documents also for the newly appointment as a security guard. Thank you.
I think it's Suraj. Ganesh.
Okay, I guess. Yeah. I agree with you, gentlemen. We can move away with the story. Everyone is putting their points the same as the guard from a bank. So we can go away like this. The person, the main rule, the character is a guard who is newly appointed in a bank. And the other person who is helping in showing a direction can be a traffic policeman or someone from the department also. And it is a view of a street, normal street where people are walking. So we can also take the third person in the picture like it is a normal street view, and the other person the traffic police or someone has helped the main hero, the character who is going to the bank and who is newly appointed as a guard in the bank.
I think if we consider
2 minutes, you can have open discussion. 2 minutes.
Okay, gentlemen. So we all have considered that this is a security guard, but I partially disagree with chess number 6, as he has seen that the other character, is a father of that boy. So I can't assume that, because we will not assume that, because if he is a father of the particular boy, so they both are facing towards it.
Between them.
The roadway, like the third person is a normal man who is walking on the road, and the two are one is a guard and one is a boy who is helping the guard for showing the direction.
Yes, I
But the
also
So
agree.
you can made and that
can
main
consider a village scenario wherein
who is
the
newly
newly
appointed.
appointed guard is on the way to his newly appointed task, and in between he asked the boy, and the boy guided him the direction.
I think most
Yes, I
people
agree with
understand
this
that
situation.
Along
I
with
think
that,
most of us has
the
considered the
guard also
third person as
gives his
the third person
document
has
for
no
the
relation with the
verification
boy.
also.
So I think we should go with the theme that the third person is not related to the guy, as we are considering
yes,
it
the
a
third
hero.
person is not
And
related to this scene, and
Yes,
he
yes,
is just a civilian
I
who's
Can
agree.
helping
consider
this.
So
him
we
as a
could consider
stranger.
it as a
Yes, yes.
passerby.
Our hero
We
is
could
I
also
agree with
consider
chess
him as a
number.
passerby.
helping the
I agree with
yes, we
chess
can
number
consider
one
him.
and four. I agree with
I
chess
think
number one and
that
two.
gentleman
The
who is
scenario
helping the guard has given him the
scenario of bank,
landmarks and the details of that
bank and
location
guard.
so that he can reach in time.
I think as we
Yes.
all
Yeah,
have
I agree with
considered
you,
that
gentlemen.
that
We
the
can consider
security
the
guard as
boy
a
who is
SBI
on
person.
the cycle or the vehicle as guard, and he is newly appointed, and the other person who is helping him is the traffic police or someone on the street, and it is a street view. So we can consider
I
the
don't think
main
he's the
hero as
traffic
Mr.
police one,
Alok,
because
and
he is
he
Then
is
not
it
a
in
is
that
your
newly
attire of
point.
the
appointed
uniform
guard.
of
We
a
get a
Gentlemen,
guard.
it
information
is
He
about
not a
is
the
acting like a
traffic kind
documents
of
civilian.
from his
scenario. I think
borrow
that
the
we are
documents from his
exaggerating our stories. So we could assume that we should now move towards our common story, because already we have mentioned a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Okay,
I
so
think
our
we can consider
common
the
story should go
person.
so
like
we
that.
can
It is
discuss
a
about the
village
documents
scenario.
and his work in a bank also. So
The
he
common
asked
story is
senior
like,
about how
yes,
what should his work in a bank
Friends,
area and what area he should cover.
yes, the bank theme is okay. Common story. The security guard
Okay, so we should go with a
helping
common
to the
story,
guard.
like our
Yes.
action could be helping a stranger, helping a security guard who is newly appointed, and Vinayak, who is a boy, will be helping the guard. Uh,
to find the directions to the bank, as he is newly appointed
Yes,
and he
Yes,
he
don't
has
know the
also
direction in the village.
made him
yes.
made him the availability of this location and told him about this location. So we should
But
Yes.
consider
the
this.
facial
And we consider
expression
the
of
third person as
third
just a
third
passerby.
person facial expression is also related with an image. I have considered that he is the part of an that story
But he is
because
very standing up. But he is very standing apart
Yeah,
from
he
that
matches
main
this.
character. We have assumed it.
Yes.
Yes. So I
Okay.
think that we should move on.
Okay, good. I feel now aim is achieved. Everyone developed that courage of participation, because it is not easy to participate in such forum, and that courage is automatically coming up. This is a beauty. That is the greatest observation today, that everyone was more than willing to open up and participate. Now coming to the story, let me share the picture first. Just a moment. Screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Picture is visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Maybe.
No,
Uh,
sir.
No, sir, it's not visible.
just a moment.
Only the screen is visible.
Okay, just a moment. Now,
Yes, sir. It is
Yes, sir. It
visible.
is visible.
okay. Very good participation, and I was not expecting this standard. This has come up beyond my expectation today. If we see Tejas or Pratiksha, Jayant, Jayant had different theme, but very effectively he then merged with the team. Renuka had different theme. Subodh had father and Rohan. Omkar. Why cow angle had come? Any reason?
I have like the village scenario, sir, because the kurta and all the costumes of
Yes,
that
but
person.
why cow theme? Because at times it should not give that staged, manipulative, preconceived uh, thing. Okay, so just be very
Yes, sir.
alert. Ki okay, I need not to fabricate it. Omkar,
Yes, sir, got it.
just little out of box, not really gelling. Sahil cycle march, okay, no issue. Suraj bank वगैरह, Ganesh NCC cadet. Participation, the peak point was when, why I am highlighting, because you also must understand what was the peak point. A peak point was considering many facets when Kumar had come up with that theme and drill instructor wala logic. Subodh had come up with a very fine and ideal counter. That third person, kurta pajama, why he should be there in an academy. Then uh, that carrying gun. Carrying gun can be different scenario. He can be a vanguard. He can be not really policeman because that dress is not really suiting. But when someone said that guard is not carrying weapon or the rifle all the time, no, that is not true. At times personal weapon these people use, private security guards or bank guards, so it can be carried from one place to another place. So that counter did not come up from anyone, but just remember, if there is any point, then you should be coming up with that. In the end, this third person got correctly pointed out. He can be a passerby, he can be a bystander, he can be a person you are addressing him, but he is not the part of your theme. He's just there. Yes, at times you have to take that stand. But now my question goes to Renuka. Why you did not defend your story?
So I thought all of us were making the story as directing the person or the security guard. So I thought if I came up, I pushed my story, it will be just going against the group. That's why.
No. Now coming to third person, you had a very good storyline only from third person point of view, that he was not comfortable with police and he was trying to ignore and was not interested.
Yes.
Okay, then keeping that thing in mind, in the opening scenario of your story, why you said all are in neutral mood, then in that case your this third person should be in negative mood.
Yes,
Okay.
actually, I wrote it like negative, but at the time of speaking, I just blabbered and I said all are in neutral mood.
Okay, I'm just opening up all the angles. Okay.
Yes.
Now, only weak point I observed in your all group discussion stage, the focus was not really coming except in the last part, especially I think again Renuka opened up that. Who is helping? Yes, guard is helping the boy or boy is helping the guard. That was a lot of discussion going on. But what exact is the nature of help? That could have been given more stress. It will come up in the actual. I'm telling you, this is not the really comfortable scenario for you all. But when you all will be facing each other, that time it will come up, because if this is your background and this is your mental tuning, it will come up to a much better standard once you face actual PPDT. Because now you are the heartening scene is everyone was trying to put up observation into that argument. To the extent I'm happy that even the left foot of this guard was highlighted. Good, that was on ground. He is speaking to his this boy or person. Left hand of this boy was part of discussion. Good, there is some showing of direction. See, story need not be very hi-fi or something like that. It can be a simple story, but it should be observation based, village scenario or something like or NCC related scenario, whatever scenario, or it is a cycle march or something. It can be anything. Only thing, different groups will have different momentum. Same story if we have in SSB, and if there are 5 batches to discuss, 5 batches may come up with 5 themes. So this is so open-ended. Don't worry. You at a particular moment in a particular batch, you may have a theme coming up because of at that particular moment 5 6 people supported a common theme, whether it is Vanguard, whether it is NCC, or whether it is even academy scenario. It can be anything. So you should be very flexible, and that is visible today. Most of you really went very flexible and were moving with the development. Whatever discussion was evolving, you all were on board. No one was really out of context. Narration is over, and you all were on board like a team. Now let's discuss this. Language was good. All of the you were using decent language, partially agree or disagree type of thing, and some of the observations when you are really banking upon कि okay मुझे observations के साथ ही बोलना है, that is a good thing. Now this story let's see again from different perspective. Just a moment. Now this is a picture. Firstly, there are 3 characters visible in the picture. One is clearly with a weapon on a bicycle. Okay, related to this, there is one observation. Ganesh, in your flow, narration was good, Ganesh, but in your group discussion part, don't develop that habit of using vague thing. Uh, you used words like cycle or a vehicle, policeman or someone. Just be very specific, okay, Ganesh? Be specific.
Okay, sir.
And coming to narration, I just missed that point. Omkar. Omkar?
Yes, sir, I am audible.
Ha. Omkar, narration should come more uh, speedily in a flow. Rest all narration, I say, कि okay, acceptable. Omkar, you unnecessarily was under, I don't know, some stress, or you did not do justice to your flow. You could have done much better
Yes, sir.
narration.
Yes, sir.
Don't carry that last SSB's performance bad memory. Okay,
Okay, sir. Yes.
you can do much better. Your
Yes.
lectures are coming very well, but narration today was not really flowing smoothly. Okay,
Okay, sir.
Sahil, your narration was good, but your group discussion participation was not up to the mark. If you see the standard of narration, why? You must have failed. Sahil, did you feel that group discussion participation was not very confident one? Okay, so that is a major observation for Sahil. Rest all is okay. Jayant, good. You immediately switched over when you saw all the counters. Tejas, good. Lot of confidence now seen. Pratiksha, I am very happy. You have shown a lot of improvement because after a long time you have come. Subodh, lot of observation based focus. Used lot of observations. Subodh, why you did not defend your story? Morning walk. You could have clubbed your storyline with Renuka's mixing up that story. Subodh, you are there?
Yes, sir.
Why you did not defend?
Sir means I'm not getting, sir. I left for some time.
Okay,
Could you
you
please
had a
repeat the question?
storyline of Rohan and father morning walk and Rohan's swing into action, and it was like quite aggressive stance and good storyline. But you did not defend your story in actual group discussion.
Sir, I think that most of us have assumed that the boy is helping, so that's why I move on with the group, sir.
In
And
this,
sir, Omkar has also means many of us have also brought out the point that the man is just a passerby.
that came up little late. After you, Renuka had highlighted a very interesting point. That person was, this is very practical actually. You will see around in society, not of lot of aged people are not comfortable with police. You check up with your elder ones. Nobody wants to be really going closer to police. And exactly Renuka had brought out this point, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I'm just opening up your minds कि ऐसा मत सोचो कि अपनी स्टोरी को इनिशियल पार्ट में तो डिफेंड कर सकते हैं which जयंत did. Opening narration में he was defending his after the opening narration group discussion के first round में. So there is no harm. I am just saying there is no harm. Initially you can still try and push, and if it is not okay, don't worry. Just be part of the team.
Yes, sir.
बट इफ यू आर फीलिंग फ्रॉम विद इन कि ओके आई थिंक मेरी स्टोरी शायद ज्यादा लोगों से मिलती नहीं है बट ठीक तो थी समथिंग लाइक दैट ओके हैव दैट कॉन्फिडेंस
Yes, sir.
ओके नाउ कमिंग टू दिस पिक्चर जस्ट अ मोमेंट कर्सर इज
Excuse me, sir.
यस सूरज
Sir, I didn't participate in group discussion, but
यस
how was my story? Means
story
okay.
was simple and matching with theme like guard security guard no issue theme of that exact nature of help that was the weak point in your overall group discussion nature of help could have been highlighted but in the end it was coming up uh, only 2 rounds and that to limited speaking उसकी वजह से हुआ होगा now coming to the observation no issue suraj
Okay, sir. Okay, thank you.
okay now coming to these 3 characters Obviously, one is with a gun. Now, what kind of uniform is this? It can be security guard, it can be a private guard, or a bank guard, or policeman, or NCC student. Yes? Okay, just a moment. I will again present. Let me see. Now the slide picture is visible.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now you can see red circle. Okay, so I was saying this rifleman, very smart face. Uh, there is a headgear. Headgear is hedgy. You may or may not be able to really point out whether it is a police related dress or a NCC cap or something like some bank cap or a beret. But definitely he's carrying a weapon. He's on a cycle. Now coming to cycle, why he should be using a cycle or he is on a road or what he is doing exactly? And what kind of conversation was happening with this fellow? This is your actually cause of concern. What conversation? There is a hand gesture. What must be what kind of conversation is happening? It can be a stressing point. Now he is standing. See his right hand. He is standing in a very formal way, a disciplined fellow. Now, when someone wants to defend NCC scenario, or there is a round of an instructor, or some senior is an NCC fellow. Now, third person's angle. What is his role with these two? His dress code is totally different. These two can be justified in any format. What must be his role then? Whatever you brought out, because he is in not shoes, though hazy, but it can be defended as a casual chappal, isn't it? Your storyline of Vanguard is okay because you evolved to that stage. Okay, he is a Vanguard, a new joinee maybe, and he is going on a first day. Documents. What was the logic of documents? That point had come, Sahil? Okay. This was the point from some angle it had come up. He is carrying documents also and submitting it. You see, anything and everything is welcome as long as you are supporting it with your logic, your confident voice, your clarity of mind. These are all things. Nothing is very, very streamlined. Okay, you will speak on these lines. That is why these pictures are hazy. Only thing, the way you speak, the confidence level, your own clarity of mind. So what? You saw it and that's why you're speaking. You should be reasonable enough to speak with more confident voice. Okay, no issue. Now let me just erase it. Okay, now any other idea coming to your mind or you want to add something new? Open forum, discuss anything.
Sir, we were confused between the main hero at the last also,
Yeah.
right, which you rightly brought out.
Yes. Yes. That confusion would have been taken care if you had focused nature of help. Who is helping whom? The nature of help, if you had taken your mind, ki this boy is indicating something, so that means this person is seeking help from this boy or a person who is passing by. So this could have been an easy way of addressing it. He's coming to that new place, he is seeking help or direction, and thereafter you can glorify something. Like there was too much of glorification. Ganesh had done a little glorification in his narration. Then Sahil has also done. ठीक है, it was within limit, no issue. So this would have been addressed. Yes, that was a weak point कि आप लोग lead character पे थोड़ा convinced नहीं थे कि who should be the lead character. Though they just tried to bring out कि 4 out of 8 we are making this stand. तो ओके, वहां पे भी फिश मार्केट होता है या कुछ भी होता है, थिंग्स मे नॉट फ्लो द वे यू वांट, बट वॉट एवर अपॉर्चुनिटी यू गेट, you should be confident ki I will speak on a fact based, observation based, some kind of logic I am finding out, and that tuning exactly, that is the aim. Here what we can do on a virtual platform, we are just shaping up a thought process which will help you how to see a picture and how to generate discussion from it. And I'm happy that you were totally tuned for observation based, and that is why you were not in air or you were not in tangent, not at all in tangent. You were very much into the picture, all of you. Theme may vary from here and there, but it was still related to your own perception, क्योंकि इस पिक्चर में मुझे ये दिखा. So that was a good healthy sign. Any thought coming now into anybody's mind?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, yes.
Sir, if we are considering that guard as a new joinee, so the point was like how he has got the weapon authorized. Means I think no one carries the weapon at their home place. They have to submit whenever they leave their kind of a job.
Yes, this can be part of discussion, and there can be counters also. There are two categories in practical life. Retired soldiers have their personal weapons. They, if they are using in any private bank, so generally they carry to home some of the private banks. In a nationalized bank, the weapon is of the bank. The personal weapon is not required. So in a nationalized bank, a weapon is kept within the branch in a safe room, in a strong room. Along with the cash safe, there is a gun cabinet where the gun is locked and kept, because gun is belonging to bank, and there are two persons responsible for it. A branch manager is a custodian, and the guard is a retainer. License to fire, it is on name of both, but the firer, retainer is, or the user is guard. So this is the technical issue of it. But if you see, you get to see such scene where personal weapon is carried by a guard, where it is belonging to himself. This is also a possible scenario. So this can be a part of discussion if
So
someone
the
says,
personal weapon could be a rifle.
yes, yes. Rifle can be a personal weapon. Pistol can be a personal weapon. A carbine can be a personal weapon. Depends which kind of weapon you have actually taken while you applied after retirement during the time of discharge, and you own it. And even in civil life, there are many people who have for personal defense their own weapons, but they don't carry like this. But a guard can carry. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Especially in Maharashtra, a personal weapon is not allowed for duty place. In other states, there is no such prohibition. Okay. Anything else?
Sir, I have one doubt.
Yes.
Sir, can we bring our personal experience in PPDT while writing the story? Because sir, this the story which I have write is happened with me and my friend in actual situation, not like that, but in different way. When I was in ninth standard, sir.
Yes. So that is how it looks natural, and your narration was okay, and that's why I said ki why you did not defend, because immediately after you had a clue about third person also, why that third person should look away, which Tejas was bringing out in the first round of group discussion. He was looking away. So you could have mixed your story and taken the clue from Renuka's story and could have developed a new storyline. Okay,
Okay,
that
sir.
was okay, natural sounding, no issue,
Yes.
because you had used good language, swing into action, and all those things. Hmm?
Yes, sir.
Because that may be a policeman uh, going behind a thief or a person whom the team is catching. He may be the one here now. There may be another who are following up. It may be a rural area where cycle is being used, or whatever emergency mode of transport. It can be running. One can be behind a thief. So here it is a cycle, and he is asking someone, "Have you seen anybody suspicious running around here?" And this boy is. That is exactly was your storyline, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
It can be. It could have been used. No issue. Okay. Anything?
Sir, in group discussion, sir. Hello.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Sir, in group discussion, the boy having filled their documents and scholarship form to the bank, and the boy is asking to the security guard, where is the bank? This type of story, sir.
Yes, how you defend it. Now that same hand can be used in a other direction of a storyline. That boy is asking whether it is on this side. While asking also, you can raise a hand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So it is up to you how smartly you can utilize the same gestures for your own convenience, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Got it.
You are putting forward your observation also. Yes, I had observed that. And secondly, you are utilizing that observation for some purpose.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay,
Thank you.
just be very very प्रैक्टिकल. इसीलिए तो मैं बोलता हूँ कि जस्ट टेक इट एज अ स्पोर्ट्स काइंड ऑफ थिंग. यू गो देयर, ऑब्जर्व समथिंग एंड डिस्कस. इसको एग्जाम की तरह मत लो. बी वेरी ओपन माइंडेड, लॉजिकल. ऑब्जर्वेशन आपको देखना है. ऑब्जर्वेशन में थोड़ा ध्यान से देखोगे तो बहुत सारी चीजें नोट कर लोगे. ओके, 3 लोग दिखे, एक साइकिल पे गन के साथ है, लग रहा है गार्ड है या पुलिस है, एक लड़का है, एक तीसरा आदमी है, उसको कैसे इसमें फिट करे, या इसको रहने दे, इसको बाय स्टैंडर्ड रखे, वट एवर. एंड यू कम टू अ लॉजिकल थिंग. अब ये दोनों आपस में क्या बात कर रहे हैं, समथिंग लाइक दैट, एंड कम टू अ स्टोरी. 30 सेकंड में और क्या देखोगे, है ना. एंड इट कैन बी एज सिंपल एज दैट कि वो सिंपल एड्रेस ही पूछ रहा था, बाद में इवन एट टाइम्स किसी गांव में पहली बार जाने के बाद आप किसी से मिलते हो और उसी के साथ धीरे धीरे दोस्ती ज्यादा डेवलप हो जाती है, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Purpose can be simple also. Looking for address, looking for help can be specified, and that help, if possible, in a reasonable limit. You can increase the level of that gravity of that help nature. सिंपल एड्रेस फाइंडिंग प्लस फर्दर उसको फिर वहाँ पे लोकल रेसिडेंस के लिए रूम भी ढूंढ के दे दिया. उसको वहीं से रहना था, वीकेंड पे वो घर जाता था. ऑल दोस, इफ इट इज अ न्यू गार्ड ज्वाइनिंग, तो उस लड़के ने, या इट कैन बी इन योर स्टोरी लाइन इट वाज अ यंग बॉय, तो उसने पूरी हेल्प की. फिर मैस के लिए भी हेल्प की, मैस कहाँ ज्वाइन करना चाहिए, ऐसे होता है, इजंट इट?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It can be anything. Just be logical, observation based, and give your clarity of mind, confident voice, and be participative. Good that everyone was trying to participate very well. Observation based. Any questions so far?
Sir, Sir, apart from today's session, I have one question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I wanted to ask about the promotions of the personals, defense personals, specifically in army. Sir, I was having confusion regarding it because whenever sometimes we are asked in interview that how do you see yourself in next 4 years, maybe that type of question. So I searched in the internet and saw that in 1 year we get to the major rank, sorry, captain, and then to the um, major rank in next 3 years, I think. So can you, sir, tell me about clarifying
Okay.
this thought?
I'll just brief you. Before that, just one is asking. Yes, just one. Why not? Why not? This can also be a storyline you can build up. No issue in that. Okay. Now coming to uh, Kumar's question. See, if you talk about specifically army, depends on which entry you have gone, technical entry and non-technical entry. So technical is especially the engineering graduates. So, and we will not talk about doctors. That is different because they get commissioned directly as a captain. So, technical entry, engineering graduate, they pass out from suppose OTA and or even technical entry 10 plus 2 TES. So, what happens? 1 year they are lieutenant after passing out, and within 1 year they can be captain with the latest now policy. A normal non-technical IMA pass out or OTA pass out, a regular ex-NDA coming to IMA or a OTA officer, non-technical background, that person becomes lieutenant. After that, 2 years becomes captain. In a normal course, once after becoming captain, one serves 4 years and becomes major. You become a major. If you are in a field, there are some provisions. Commanding officer can make you field major. That means you have become a captain and thereafter you are served 1 year. So generally, after 3 years of physical service, you can be made field major because generally officers are not there in enough strength and there are vacancies. Okay, unit should have a commanding officer, a second in command, a lieutenant colonel rank officer, then company commanders or battery commanders or squadron commanders, depending upon nature of unit. And these many officers are not there, so naturally there are vacancies, and junior officers are performing tremendous tasks, shouldering the larger responsibilities. So there is a provision, okay, okay, you can be made acting kind of major. Acting, when I say field major, it is a acting, not a substantive. You will not get the uh, substantive promotion, that means permanent promotion. It is as long as you are in field, in the field scenario, J&K or in the northeast, some of the field areas which are earmarked, okay, okay, these are the field areas, you can be made field major. I was made field major. uh, on 3 years of completion of service I became major, and till the time unit was in field, so it was as such granted. When we came to peace, that by that time I was eligible for 6 years wala criteria. So I became a major and remained major. So there was no um, case ki, okay, I had to put down my stripes of major and become captain again. Even that can happen with many. You were major for 1 year, you came down to peace location or a training establishment, and thereafter you are supposed to now put away that acting promotion. So this is a normal course. 2 years captain, another 4 years your major. That means 6 years of physical service. After that, physical service of 13 years, you become a lieutenant colonel. And technical, I said 1 year antedate seniority you have got, so you become little in advance. Okay, Kumar. This is a brief.
Yes, sir. So, in like you said, in 13 years of physical service, will become lieutenant colonel.
Yes, this
And
is a new
sir,
provision after 2004.
Yes, sir. And sir, in next 25 years from the date of joining, I mean to say when we become the general, it is 25
Okay.
from the. Yes, sir. I'm
No, no,
just
no.
asking.
It is not like that. See, a person who is doing very well, clearing some of the promotional exams, there are some criterias, there are some ACR systems, and some stipulated guidelines. So, generally, present scenario, I must tell you, promotions are getting really fast in all departments, not only defense. Uh, when we joined, our commanding officer was of the service 21 years. He was commanding officer. Today, commanding officers are 16, 17 years of service, physical service. They are becoming full colonel and becoming commanding officers. So it has really come down well.
Okay.
And there was a time when one is to become major at the not very long back. It was when I got commissioned, major rank was given after 10 years of service. Today it is 6 years of service. So that means till 10 years of service, you were captain. Then there was another thing. Lieutenant colonel was a selection grade. Selection grade means not everybody will become lieutenant colonel. So that is also removed now. After 13 years, you will become lieutenant colonel. So these are all good things, and it is across the board in India. Banking or civil services, police services, everywhere the promotions are becoming very, very fast, and it is required. Now coming to beyond colonel. See, today becoming full colonel is a selection grade to command a unit or something. And those who miss it after 26 years of service, time scale colonel बोलते हैं उनको, तो they become full colonel, but it is a time scale कि you did 26 years of physical service, now you are a full colonel. Even that will come down in future. There are already some proposals to become time scale promotions. Now, after you become full colonel and you command a unit, after relieving from unit, 3 years generally is the criteria you command a unit as of now. Thereafter, you go for some of the postings or some of the tenures, and roughly after you became full colonel at the service of 16, 17 or 15 तो नहीं 16, 17, तो ब्रिगेडियर आज की डेट में 22, 23 years of service is the general criteria. It varies infantry, artillery, then armored. It depends. वो promotion arm wise है. Infantry and artillery and armored are generally at par, and other services are little behind. Depends. This situation also varies time to time. Depends on vacancies and overall scenario in the services. So brigadier, you become 22, 23 years of service, or maybe more, 24. So it depends which batch is getting considered. And thereafter, 3, 4 years, you become major general. Another 3, 4 years, 2, 3 years, you become lieutenant generals. So by the time you become lieutenant general, you are already 30 years plus service. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So this is a little flexible scenario. After full colonel, ब्रिगेडियर का एक थोड़ा गैप है. आफ्टर ब्रिगेडियर ऑनवर्ड्स इट इज वेरी पिरामिड है ना, ये तो फास्ट क्लाइंबिंग अप भी है, बट बहुत कम लोग क्लाइंब करेंगे. ओके ओके, दैट इज आई थिंक लिटिल फ्यूचरिस्टिक थिंग आप लोगों के लिए. नाउ वी विल फोकस ऑन clearing SSB. In that, some questions what Kumar was highlighting, okay, from 4 to 5 years. But I recommend don't answer in those lines, I will be captain or major, something like that. You talk on professional grooming. Sir, I would be learning unit life's culture, and I will be taking technical expertise. Whichever arm you are, suppose you are determined, okay, I want to go to infantry, or you want to go to armored, or you want to go to air defense, or whatever, artillery, or you want to go to engineers or para SF. So you can talk on those lines, sir. I feel I would be joining this, and there I will be taking initial training. I will be part of unit. I will be in full action, taking professional satisfaction through my uh, commitment and dedication. On those lines, you should be answering. I would recommend don't talk on really on lines of promotion and all those things. Okay, Kumar and all, everyone.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Sir,
Any other doubt? Yes, Omkar.
yes, sir, I have. So while joining Army, Navy, or Air Force, the sir short service commission and the permanent commission, sir, I does not get that the difference between them.
Okay, short service commission is actually not guaranteed that today it is 10 years of short service commission. That means 10 years you are guaranteed that you are part of defense services, and thereafter permanent commission will not be an assurance. Time is changing. Already time has changed in Air Force and Navy. Some of the arms or services in Air Force and Navy are not at all given permanent commission. Uh, you can find out some of the entries in Air Force and Navy are not having any scope of permanent commission as on date today. But things are changing because court is giving a lot of favorable verdict for the defense officers. But in basic sense, short service commission is limited service, 10 years, extendable to 4 years, again 14 years. Beyond 14, you may not be continuing. But at the 10 years service, you are given two options. One is permanent commission, you opt for it, or you opt for only extension and you quit. But when I was part of service 4 years back, I did not see any officer getting denied for permanent commission. Today, I am hearing that a lot of officers are being denied now. Okay, you will not be given permanent commission. So, second option is okay, you continue another 4 years and you can plan your exit. So, this is also emerging scenario which is not really good because after 10 or 14 years of service, you without pension you will be coming out. So though it doesn't mean that people are really not doing good outside, people are doing good, but again settlement in life is a big issue once you come out without pension. For short service, if you come out before 20 years of service, you will not be eligible for pension. So that is the biggest worry. If you want to categorize the major difference between short service and permanent commission, it is related to 20 years criteria of pensionable service. Today, a person going from permanent commission route, that is joining NDA or IMA or AFA or Navy. So, in the permanent commission category, you are assured that 20 years nobody will throw you out. But if you are going through short service commission, so a scenario comes at the 10 years. पहले ये 5 5 4 था, 5 year short service था. Now it has become 10 years and 10 plus 4. पहले वो 5 plus 5 plus 4 था. At the 5 year uh, point of time, after completing 5 years, you were asked whether you want to continue or you want to exit. तो एग्जिट सम पीपल लेफ्ट 5 years के बाद, बहुत लोग छोड़ते थे. कुछ लोग 5 के बाद 5 ऑप्ट करते थे, कुछ लोग 5 के बाद परमानेंट कमीशन ऑप्ट करते थे. दिस वाज अ ओल्डर सिनेरियो. नाउ इट इज 10 पे रखा है ये, वेदर यू वांट टू क्विट, वेदर यू वांट टू कंटिन्यू. कंटिन्यू में परमानेंट कमीशन अ कैंडिडेट डिजायर्स, सो ही मे और मे नॉट गेट नाउ, बिकॉज अभी सर्विस भी डिजायर्स और नॉट डिजायर्स ये एंगल आ गया है. आर्मी का अगर हम बात करें, एयरफोर्स नेवी में थोड़ा और टफ है पहले से ही, और आर्मी में अभी आई थिंक 50-60% बैच को परमानेंट कमीशन दे रहे हैं, बाकियों को एक्सटेंशन देते हैं. सो आफ्टर 14 years इफ वन हैज टू कम आउट, दैट रिक्वायर्स अ प्लानिंग. ओके, आई होप आई आंसर्ड यू. ओमकार, थोड़ा बहुत समझ में
Yes,
आया?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got it, sir. Only joining is important, sir.
Yes. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Wanted to be with brief session today, and PPDT I feel little emotional about it because screening day pe my personal wish is everybody should face entire SSB, should get recommended through first part, and going through entire SSB itself is a very nostalgic experience, very long learning, long lasting impression about the entire proceedings in your mind, and itself is a very rewarding, enriching experience once you go through the entire 5 days. Conference out, getting recommended finally, these are the things you are trying. Keep hope alive. But PPDT is really dicey, इसीलिए थोड़ा सा हम उस पर ज़्यादा जोर डालते हैं. I hope today's session helped practicing, and those who heard, for them also it must have given glimpses ki kaise karna hai, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
we shall finish here, and I hope there is no further doubt. Today, a lot of generic doubt came, surprisingly. First time we answered so many very, very generic and little away from our traditional talk. Okay. Okay, have a good day and bye. Jai Hind.
Jain, sir.
Thank you, sir.